couldn't really accept that or understand it. And then all of a sudden I was numb. I never understood what it was to physically feel numb. But that day I was like, I literally don't feel my body. And then the first thing I'm thinking is like, now what?
Welcome back to Hollywood Pulse. Big love to everyone who's been rocking with us. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button so you never miss the heat we drop. Looks like Angela Simmons finally had enough of Yo Gotti's games. She straight up cut him off. And honestly, nobody's shocked. Folks been whispering about Gotti creeping for a minute now, but things just hit a whole new level. Word on the street, his side chick's pregnant, and they're expecting a baby together. Now think about this. Gotti chased Angela for years. So you'd figure he'd know better than to be wildin' out, right? But nope. Dude couldn't keep it zipped, and now he's paying the price. Angela ain't the type to sit around looking stupid. She dumped him quick, and rumor has it, she's plotting some messy revenge that's about to blow things wide open. So yeah, this ain't gonna be a quiet little breakup. It's about to be all-out chaos. Let's rewind for a second. Gotti didn't just start acting up this week. Nope. Cheating rumors been following him since back in 2023. Gossip of the city already dropped some heat back then, saying either Gotti and Angela had split or he was cheating on her. Why? Because he was spotted in Vegas with his so-called nurse boo at the Aria Hotel. They tried to cover it up, playing the "we were on a break" card. Like that made it better? Please. That excuse flopped real quick. Fans weren't buying it, and honestly, who would? But the real kicker? Lately, the gossip just keeps piling up, and it's sounding worse by the day. People are now saying that the nurse Gotti's all hugged up with might actually be the same chick he was messing with before he even locked things down with Angela. Yeah, turns out, while he was out here playing Romeo in public, he might have never cut off that old fling. From the outside, it looked like he cleaned house before Angela came into the picture. But now, it's looking like the whole "I'm a changed man" act was just for the cameras. Dude was likely juggling both of them. Smooth in the spotlight, messy behind the scenes. And everything we thought we knew? Looking real sketchy right now. But hold up, it gets even wilder. Word in the streets is that Gotti got Nurse Boo pregnant, and she's keeping the baby. Angela? She went off. Like for real. One insider says she went a little crack crayon on him. And yeah, she trashed his spot when she found out. Can you blame her though? She thought they were locked in. She even gave him another chance after he cheated with his ex. They had that whole "let's work it out" moment. He swore he was done being a dog. And boom, she took him back. Not only that, but Gotti went all out for her birthday not long after, like $500,000 levels spoiled. He gifted her a crocodile Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag. Yeah, one of those elite fashion flexes worth $300,000. Plus, a diamond Himalayan watch worth another $100,000. The insider said Angela was completely stunned when she opened those gifts. Another source added that Gotti loves going all out for her birthday. He's always been big on thoughtful presents that are rare and hard to find. But here's the thing. These guys love to drop stacks, flex like kings, and do everything except stay loyal. He went all extravagant just to turn around and cheat again, repeatedly. And now there's a baby involved? If all this is real, it's insane. What makes it sting even more? Gotti spent years chasing Angela like she was the love of his life. Like she was the one that got away. Let's not forget, way back in 2015, Yo Gotti shot his shot loud and proud. He literally called Angela out by name in his track, "Down in the DMs." He rapped, "And I just followed Angela. Simmons, boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons." And he didn't stop there. He basically told the world he was going for it. "Dang, Gotti, you bold," was the reaction. And yeah, he was. He threw it all out there. No games, no guessing. That bar had folks going wild, and suddenly everyone was asking if Angela would clap back or if something was really about to pop off between them. The message was bold, no doubt. And honestly, a lot of people were low-key rooting for Angela to respond. Folks were thinking maybe there was a shot, like she'd link with Gotti and see what's up. But Angela hit him with straight-up silence. No likes, no reposts, no comments, nothing. That quiet move had everyone buzzing. Maybe they were keeping it low-key, staying out the spotlight. But nope. Angela eventually shut all that noise down. She came out and said, yeah, it was flattering, but nah, they weren't a couple. So all that big talk from Gotti, it was not mutual. At least, not back then. Still, fans weren't letting go that easy. Especially once folks started noticing Angela and Gotti were actually having private convos behind the scenes. Things hit a new level when Angela invited him to the launch party for her brand FFI. That wasn't no random invite either. Gotti pulled up, the flashes went crazy, and the two were photographed looking real cozy. Naturally, that got social media in a frenzy. After those public lyrics and bold declarations, now they're popping out at her event? Yeah, fans definitely thought something was cooking behind the scenes. Everyone was convinced it had moved from DMS to real life. But once again, Angela wasn't playing with the rumors. She came forward and shut it all down. She said just because Gotti showed up for her brand didn't mean they were dating. According to her, it was just respect and support, not romance. Still, with all that chemistry, people weren't so sure she was telling the full story. No secret romance, no sneaky dates, just two people showing mutual respect. Or so Angela said. But let's be real, fans weren't buying it, especially not after seeing those photos where the chemistry was looking too real. Still, Gotti ended up backing her story in interviews. He admitted that, yeah, he was sending her flowers, gifts, going hard with the effort, but Angela just wasn't feeling him like that. She stayed classy, didn't embarrass him, but romance? That door was closed. At first, people actually felt bad for Gotti. Like, dang, he really put his heart out there and got curved. But then came the twist. Turns out, Gotti wasn't exactly the free agent he made himself out to be. Word got out that he had someone else in the background the whole time. Matter of fact, in one interview, Gotti casually mentioned dropping $100,000 on one of his baby mamas for Valentine's Day. He didn't directly say they were still involved, but come on now. Who's dropping 100 racks on someone they're supposedly done with? He could have claimed it was for the kids, but on Valentine's Day? Nah, that story didn't fly. That's when fans stopped feeling sorry and started raising eyebrows. Suddenly, it made perfect sense why Angela kept her distance. If she knew he had something going on with his baby moms, even if it wasn't official, it would have been a major red flag. Honestly, that reason sounded way more real than her just randomly not giving him a chance. But then, bam! Angela flipped the script. Out of nowhere, she hit the world with a full-on plot twist. She was engaged. The internet lost it. Nobody even had a clue she was dating anyone seriously. And now she's dropping engagement news like it's nothing? She kept that whole relationship tight-lipped, on full lockdown. And just as folks were catching their breath from that bombshell, Angela came right back with the double whammy. She didn't just announce the engagement. Angela dropped a second bombshell right after. She was pregnant with her first child. Like, what? Back-to-back shockers had the timeline gasping for air. And you know Gotti had to be somewhere deep in his feelings, probably sitting in a dark booth with his phone on Do Not Disturb, crying into a playlist called Heartbreak Kids. After years of chasing her, posting up and making his feelings public, Angela spun the block with a whole fiancé and a baby on the way. That had to hit hard. Bet he saw that post and immediately regretted ever being that loud about his crush. He didn't keep it bottled up either. Gotti addressed the whole thing in his track, Save It For Me, where he spit, "Sister named D'Angelo, I thought I had her. Man cuffed her, married her, made me mad, I respected it. I'm moving on. But the truth is, I want her bad. My baby mama was pissed." So Gotti was still in his feelings, knowing he was out here spending $100,000 on his baby mama, then acting shocked Angela didn't wait around? Like, sir, how you got another woman on the side but mad she moved on? Angela wasn't about to be part of no sister-wife situation. But Gotti might not have been sweating for long. 'Cause once the internet got wind of Angela's engagement, they went digging. And what they found? Who? Turns out her fiancé had a record, and not just traffic stuff either. Serious charges. Reports started flying about everything from lady-related offenses to domestic trouble. It was a big red flag. Social media exploded, with folks genuinely concerned about how someone like Angela, known for keeping it classy, ended up with a guy carrying that kind of rap sheet. Angela stood 10 toes down for her man. No hesitation, no excuses. She straight up defended him publicly, saying, yeah, he made mistakes in the past, but he'd changed and turned his life around. But behind the scenes, whispers were getting loud. Rumors, with receipts, were flying that her fiancé was cheating on her too. Still, Angela held it together. She stood by him, clapped back at the drama, and tried to make it work. But eventually, the cracks started showing. In 2017, she officially confirmed the split. Naturally, fans went, okay, now it's Gotti's time. After all those thirsty years, all the music bars, the interviews, the energy, Surely now that she was single, Angela would at least give him a shot. Maybe even a rebound, right? But nah. Angela said, thanks, but no thanks. She still wasn't giving Gotti the time of day. Instead, she was spotted with other men, including NBA baller Serge Ibaka. But that thing? It fizzled out so quick, if you blinked, you missed it. So again, people were like, okay, now it's Gotti's chance. But nope. In 2020, Angela popped back out dating boxer Daniel Jacobs. And by that point, it was painfully obvious. Angela's type seemed to be everyone but Gotti. At that point, the whole saga felt like a never-ending rom-com where the nice guy keeps catching L's. Gotti had been crushing on Angela longer than it takes to finish college, and fans were starting to wonder, when's he gonna let this go? Eventually, it looked like Gotti got the hint. He popped out with a new boo, Yaya Sandoval, and folks assumed the Angela era was finally behind him. Yaya even confirmed it on IG when someone commented, I thought he was into Angela, and she clapped back, not no mo, but whew. Yaya spoke too soon. Just 2 weeks into the new year, Gotti flipped the whole script and dumped her. Meanwhile, Angela had also broken up with Daniel Jacobs around that same time, and boom. After 7 years of chasing, posting, and praying, Angela finally gave Gotti a real shot. Fans were hyped. It looked like the long game had paid off, and the fairy tale ending was finally here. Or so we thought. And for a minute, it really looked like everything was finally falling into place. Angela and Yo Gotti were all over social media, living it up. Vacation after vacation, matching outfits, and ringing in New Year's 2023 like they were the main characters in a love story. It was giving "we made it" energy. Fans were here for it. Angela even admitted she was open to marriage. She said stuff like, I love him. I'm happy. I'm in a great relationship. I've learned not to rush things. When it's meant to happen, it happens. She was glowing. She didn't stop there either. She called Gotti one of her biggest inspirations, saying, we just get each other. He's a hustler. I love watching him. He inspires me to do better, be better. I'm really happy with him. I think he's a great person. No, I know. It sounded like the real deal, until it wasn't. The first cheating scandal came out not long after. Angela forgave him, but then came more drama. That's when Gotti got linked to something way heavier, young Dolph's passing. It shook the whole hip-hop world. Allegations started flying, and when the trial rolled around, things spiraled fast. Cornelius Smith, one of the suspects in the case, took the stand and dropped a bombshell. He claimed Gotti's brother, known in the streets as Juke, was neck-deep in the whole mess. According to Smith, Juke allegedly put a $100,000 hit out on Dolph, basically setting everything in motion. Now, this wasn't just a rap beef anymore. It turned into something serious. Gotti wasn't officially charged, but with his brother being dragged into the spotlight, people started side-eyeing him heavy. And here's the wildest part. Smith testified that he and the other guy were supposed to be paid $40,000 each, but only ended up getting $800. The whole thing had fans shook. It was messy, dangerous, and way darker than anyone expected. And even though Gotti wasn't directly involved, his close ties to Juke put him in a seriously hot seat, and the spotlight wasn't kind. Suddenly, Angela's picture-perfect romance wasn't looking so perfect anymore. The trial had folks looking sideways at Yo Gotti, wondering just how much he really knew about what went down. Online chatter went crazy. Fans started speculating that maybe Gotti wasn't completely in the dark. And if he did know anything ahead of time, that could have made things way worse, because even if he never touched anything himself, knowing about it could make him look like an accomplice. All these alleged criminal ties got people shook, especially when it came to Angela. Fans were genuinely worried for her and her child's safety. They were out here begging her to get out, saying she needed to protect herself before things spiraled even further. The idea that Gotti might be tied to something that violent had people questioning everything about their relationship. The streets were loud, and fans were stressing that Angela could get caught up in something she had nothing to do with, possibly even as collateral if things ever popped off with young Dolph's people seeking revenge. But even with all that fear and concern, Angela didn't leave. She stood by him through the cheating. She stayed even as the streets got messy. And what did she get in return? He cheated again, this time with his ex. And to top it off, he's now starting a whole new family. Just not with Angela. This man chased her for 7 years, only to turn around and treat her like this? It's no surprise if Angela's spiraling right now. But the real question is, do you think she's finally gonna walk away for good? Or is she gonna stick around through all this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share with your people, and don't forget to subscribe. And check out the next video. It's even crazier.